welcome to another video. So this is another life coaching video, and I want to talk about scams. So I have been scammed quite a few times, and I even worked for a company that was scamming, and I didn't realise it at the time, but it was, and it was selling satellite warranties. And in actual fact, you didn't need to extend the warranty on those sorts of devices because they're already covered by the consumer rights law. But there are other scams that are going on, and I've been talking to friends and extended family who have, experienced scams as well. And the one big scam that's going on at the moment is people posing to be the bank, or a telephone network, or a catalogue company, trying to say that you owe them money even though you've paid your bills, but that you still owe money. If you get a phone call like it, don't do anything further and hang up. And what you can also do is register to the TPS system, and they will then help prevent cold calling and sales calls. And if they do still ring you, even when registered to the TPS system, they are actually breaking the law, and you can actually say to them, please stop calling me, you're breaking the law, and I'm ending the call. And that's it. No bank, no telephone network, no catalogue company would ring you up about your account, ever. And that would usually send you a letter. They will never ever ring you because of the fact it could be anybody posing as a bank. So that's why they will never ever ring you. And they will send you a letter for you to contact them. So if you get any calls like that, then don't entertain them. At the end of the day, it's a scam. I know somebody who got an email and a text, because that's another route they take as well. They'll send you a text message saying that you owe them money when you don't. So, and also you might get a text saying that the Inland Revenue owe you money, and to call them right away. Ignore. Because the Inland Revenue will never text you about that. They will never email you about that. They will send you a letter as well, and for you to contact them if you have any further queries. And every organisation has a telephone number for you to ring. So if you do get a call and you're not sure, then I would suggest that you ring the bank, like I have, and ask them outright, have you been trying to contact me? And they will say no, because we don't ring up customers about their bank account. We will send you a letter to contact us. That's how they work. And I know that because I worked for a bank. I worked for Diners Club, which was part of the Bankers Zurich. I worked in accounts for an advertising agency. I worked in accounts for the Council Tax Office, and also for the International Tennis Federation. And I can tell you now categorically that you will never ever get a phone call from a bank, Inland Revenue, or any other company. It's a scam. They want your money. And you'll probably also get calls from BT saying that they're going to cut you off if you don't warn them right away, and that's a scam. They're all scams, and so ignore them, do not entertain them, do not hand over money. The other scam that I nearly got into was timeshare. I went to Tenerife for my honeymoon, my first marriage, which has ended, and we were scammed by, there was a guy who was English, making us ask if we want to take part in the scratch card, and we did. And then to get the prize we had to go to his office, and then we would be spoken to by someone there trying to sell us a timeshare. And that was one of the biggest scams that was going on aboard, because a lot of the time when you go on holiday you let your guard down, and yeah, that was a massive scam. You know, being a cold caller and working for a bank myself, and working in accounts and working for many top organisations, because they can get scammed too if not careful. That banks would never ever contact you. And one thing we weren't allowed to do when I worked for an entertainment company, and we would, take payment, we were never ever allowed to read back that card number to that customer. We had to get the customer to repeat the card number to us. And the same with address, same with all the bank details. If it's regarding, and if like they got like a reversed payment, that means that they're either because lots of companies, they will always ask for the billing address. Stores like Amazon, you can actually put a different delivery address, but you still have to give them your billing address, because if you don't, then you're more likely to get reversed transaction, which means that the company hasn't taken the money, but it's been held now because of the fact that it's been reversed, and there's maybe a glitch, or there's something on those details is incorrect. And again, we weren't allowed to ever ring the bank on their behalf. They had to do it themselves for data protection. So I can tell you categorically now, if you get a phone call, because they often will say you owe such and such amount, they say, oh, you owe 160 quid, or you owe 540 quid. And let me tell you, banks wouldn't even give you that detail in a letter, yeah, but not in not via telephone call. And there have been companies actually sending false letters to people as well. But but you can always tell if it is a letter from the bank. Go online, take down the number, ring them up, and say, "Have you sent me this letter?" And if they say, they will either give you the answer of yes or no. And they have to go through security questions anyway before they can answer you, to make sure that you're not somebody who's trying to get hold of that person's account information, And so just be aware. If you're not sure, always check online. All companies like banks, retailers have online stores now, so you can always take down their telephone number, give them a ring, phone them, but don't ring the number that's come through on your phone, because often they come through as private number anyway, and then they tell you to dial a certain number on your keypad on your phone, and posing to say that it's going straight to the bank, and it's not. A lot of the time, I remember once when I worked for a technology manufacturer, and there was people posing as retailers selling the products, and so and this is to make you wary as well. Be careful about buying Sonicare toothbrushes and MP3 players and iPads, because always check to see it is a legit company. Because if it's a private seller, so i.e. a single person selling that product, because not all companies have to It's all companies on Amazon and the actual companies. You can, as a single person, sell stuff on there, and that's why I rarely ever buy electronic equipment from sites like that, because if you have bought it from somebody like in their bedroom and were trying to sell an item, you won't be covered by warranty. It doesn't automatically transfer, and that's where the problem can start, you know, and that's how you get lots of people selling faulty items on there. So, you know, just be vigilant. I would say always go with legit companies like PC World, Currys, even Ryman sell electronic equipment. You know, just make absolutely sure that it is from a company, not somebody posing as a company. And you can always tell, because they would have a VAT number, they would have a registered retailer number, and they would always have details of how you can contact them solely over the product. If they don't have them details, then be wary, because they are likely to be someone on their own trying to flog an iPad that doesn't work, and then you're having to be made feel criminalised because you've bought something that looked honest and it's ended up being a piece of junk, you know. So yeah, just be very, very careful. You know, always be on your toes when it comes to telephone calls and emails, and even there's even been people and when you throw any bank details away, or always shred them if you can, or cut them up in tiny little pieces so nobody can get hold of those details. I do identity fraud, which is still high, and just make sure that if a letter does come through and you are unsure and it says that you have an amount, ring the bank up, because they should have it. It's all 0333 numbers now, rather than 0800 numbers. So, you know, always check. And with your phone anyway, I mean, you can just check it because if you just put in for EE, you have just a certain free keys that you dial to ring to pay your bill, or 150 to get through to somebody at the other end of that network. And always check, say, did you ring me? And they will probably say no, because we don't ring customers about that. We will send you a letter, and then if you do, but even then, you know, always check. If you get a letter and you are worried, then if you can get online, or if they've got a line on the top, try it. But your best bet is to try it via landline rather than mobile, because you won't be overly charged if you ring from a landline compared to a mobile phone. And lots of companies now will have a chat service. I used to work in the chat. I used to do chat customer sales for the manufacturer that I worked for, and you know, and because it's a free service, you see, there's certain things we weren't able to do in terms of the chat, but that is another way, and actually it's free of charge. So if you've got access to the internet and you receive a letter and you're worried about it, and you're worried in case it is a scam, get onto their website, which they should have. If there's a number, give them a call, or if they've got a chat service, speak to them via the chat service. Because it's not, just to say that, you know, a lot of people used to, before they even used to ask me a question, they would ask me, are you a computer? Because a lot of companies were doing that, and I'll say, no, I'm a real person. You don't need to worry. Just just let me know how I can help you, you know. And yeah, because people get very weird with that. But I can say, hand on heart, being someone who's worked on a chat service, that it is a real person most of the time. And if it is, you can always tell, because by the language and by the, you know, tell if they've sent through a template or not, you know. So just be on your guard, and you don't ever take notice of phone calls saying that you owe money when you don't, because it is a scam. And I would hate for somebody to lose money because of it, because I nearly fell for it. And I did once have, because Gumtree, be careful that site, because I went on there and for jobs and stuff like that, and the computer picked up virus, and there was a thing to ask a few bank details which I put in, and then somebody used that to top up their mobile phone. But I mean, I got the money back, but you know, it's just be vigilant. And I've got to say, and always when you buy things online, because always tell it's a legit company, when as soon as you go into buying the items that you select in your basket, you will get the padlock sign near it, which means that it's secure and no one else can see it. So yeah, so just be vigilant. Honestly, you would not get a phone call. It would be by letter. I know stores sometimes can ring up, because I've had that, but even I take no notice of that now, because I was scammed by that. I was scammed by that, by somebody saying they were ringing from a store, and they could we would you like us to put a cut on your bill? And I said, oh, okay. And then within a week, it went up. Well, within a month, I would say the amount went up. So that's a scam. So just take no notice. Don't really take any calls. Just end the call, and you decide, you know, if you want to go into the store or not. But don't be fooled by phone calls, because it is massive scam now. And you know, the people I feel sorry for is that the elderly, you know, and the vulnerable. That's the people I feel sorry for when it happens, because even my nan back in the day before the internet was scammed, you know, once. You know, it's just, you just have to be so careful. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one. Take care. Bye.